thank you so much for coming on the show.
I'm going to make sure that you guys have the best time.
That every situation that is coming my way is my karmic account, and my power lies in the present moment.
Wherever I went, people were talking about stress management.
Yes.
I don't require a holiday because every day is a holiday. I feel connected to people everywhere in the world. I haven't once felt I'm meeting someone who's a stranger.
A lot of very interesting women encouraged me to run for office.
I have never felt that there was any difference between me playing a Ganesh stuti on my tabla or going and reciting the Quran.
My reputation was torn to shreds.
She's Hindu, I'm Catholic.
If you want to do something path-breaking, then you have to take the risk.
And obviously I don't talk to people.
Tell us more about that too.
Very happy to announce that the winner of a 5-week scholarship of the Berklee India Exchange program in Boston, she was leading the trending charts in the #1 position. None other than Pooja Tiwari! Give it up, guys! Give it up!
Congratulations, Pooja!
मैं Berklee, Boston जाऊंगी 5 weeks की जो मेरी ट्रेनिंग होगी उसे अटेंड करने के लिए, एंड आई एम वेरी हैप्पी और उसके लिए बहुत एक्साइटेड हूँ कि वहाँ पे मेरी जर्नी कैसी जाएगी और क्या क्या मैं वहाँ सीख सकती हूँ, क्या क्या सीखूँगी. तो वो सब मेरे अंदर अभी चल रहा है कि क्या होगा. तो अब यहाँ से लाइफ की एक अलग शुरुआत होगी मेरे लिए.
Welcome to Chai with Manju. Pooja Tiwari is our special guest today. She's a wonderful young singer who was one of the top 4 in India's YouTube original fantastic show called ARRived. She also received the prestigious scholarship at Berklee, which was a dream come true. Let's meet her today, and we are also going to meet the dynamic, very happening managing director of Berklee India Exchange, Clint Valladares. Let's meet them. Pooja, welcome to the show. And Clint,
Hi Manju.
welcome
Again.
to the show
Thank
again. You're our favorite guest to have. You can
Yes,
come as often.
Thank you.
So, first of all, let's start with you. So, how do you like Boston?
I'm loving it. I've always imagined, I've just dreamed of to come here, and now my dream is like reality. I'm just living all those dreams which I've just seen in my
19. To be 19,
Yeah.
live in Boston, go to Berklee. I think that's what dreams are made of.
Yes.
Yeah. And you came at a good summertime.
Yeah.
You come in winter, you might change your mind a little bit, right?
But still, it's a good weather.
It is now. Let me ask you, I have watched ARRived, the show, so many times on YouTube. But for me, that moment when you all are on stage and then you have these people like A.R. Rahman and Shan, and Vidya Vox, right? All of them, and you all standing like there. What are you thinking just before your name is announced?
I was just
Are you praying? What are you thinking?
I was really praying that something good should be happening there.
Right.
And when my name was announced for Berklee India Exchange Program scholarship, I was so happy. I was just overwhelmed with joy, and I was actually not able to express my happiness there. But then when I came back and I was just thinking that I was just dreaming of this thing and it's now coming to be true, and it still seems like a dream.
Now, did you sleep the night before?
No.
What are you thinking when you go on stage? Because so many people have such stage fright.
Yeah.
And then we have a young 18, 19-year-old, right? You must see a lot of young singers who come and do well at Berklee. But for me, I'm like, how do you overcome that stage fright?
For me,
If you have any.
I have very little bit, but yeah. Because when we are singing in front of the legend himself, Mr. A.R. Rahman, and judges like Clint and Serio, Shan, Vidya Vox, it always was like a pressure because I was consistently I was on the top of the trending chart. So it was a pressure on me that I should present something best out of me. So there was a little bit of pressure, but whenever I see Rahman sir and he was smiling, his smiling face always was a stress buster for me. So every performance was then cool down.
Cool. And Clint, you and Annette brought A.R. Rahman to us. What was your experience like?
Well, more than just who A.R. is as an artist, as a person, he's a fantastic person. And getting to know him over the years has been more rewarding than just, knowing him as this icon and legend. He gives so much to young people like Pooja. He's been actually one of the pioneers of QKey, which is the company that brought and awarded Pooja the scholarship. And so he deserves a lot of credit because he's also kind of creating this access point for young people from Dharavi who are doing hip hop and singing, with spoken word and rap and such. So A.R. is a very, very special man in my heart, in a lot of our hearts, and he's been family to Berklee.
That's wonderful. I was watching his expression on YouTube when she was singing, and especially for that song when she was a performer of the day from Rajniti. That was like just, it will stay on internet forever. So how about you sing some of those lines for our viewers today?
Sure.
Okay.
मोरा पिया मुझसे बोलत नाही मोरा पिया मुझसे बोलत नाही द्वार जिया के हो द्वार जिया के खोलत नाही मोरा पिया मुझसे बोलत नाही मोरा पिया मुझसे बोलत नाही.
क्या बात है. Such a great Tell us, you're from Lucknow. What were your early years like? Who were your gurus? How did you learn music? What age? So share with our audience.
Oh, I'm singing from my childhood.
Okay.
My mom used to hum a little bit. I'm not from that. I'm not from Gharanas, and my family is not associated with music. My father was in Air Force. Okay. He sacrificed his job just for my music career. Okay. So when we came back to Lucknow, then I started learning properly music. So now it's been 11 years. Wow. I'm learning Hindustani classical music.
Anybody specific you learn from?
I'm learning from Rampur Sahaswan Gharana.
Okay.
So basically it's by Pandit, I'm learning from Ustad Yugata Sandurji, which is the Guru Bhai of Rashid Khan Sahab, Ghulam Mustafa Khan Sahab. Nice. So presently I'm learning from him. I'm learning fundamentals of Ghazal and some sort of different stuff of classical music. I'm learning some sort of things in Gwalior Gharana, Jaipur Gharana.
Kya baat hai na? Yeah. Very nice. Okay. Now tell us, how do you prepare before you go on stage? I ask that to every singer that I've interviewed. Just before you're going on stage, what do you do in the hours before? How do you calm yourself? How do you prepare?
Many people used to listen their song which they are gonna present.
Okay.
In my case, I used to listen some motivational stuff.
Okay.
Sometimes some peppy songs to just remove that stress.
Okay.
And I used to have some warm water, and I used to do some vocal techniques, vocal exercises when I'm sitting idle, and I used to meditate a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
And then when I'm on stage, I just say Jai Mata Ki, and then I go there.
Let it take over. I like that. That is so good. Now tell us, it's everybody's dream, I think, to come to Berklee. Exactly. And I was growing up in India, just Berklee seems so out of reach, and now we see Berklee people all.
Exactly.
What has that experience been like? You can tell him.
Exactly.
You have is if something you want to get better, or what have you learned at Berklee?
It was my dream from childhood that I have to come to Berklee, but there are some dreams which are actually dreams. But through ARRived and Berklee India Exchange made my dream come true. And being an Indian classical student, my initial days were not that easy, but Clint sir, Annette ma'am, and whole faculty and students made my journey so easy and so comfortable. I'm so happy to be here.
And anything special that you've learned here in music that you're gonna go back and take with you?
So I'm learning fundamentals of jazz music, some sort of pop and R&B, and I'm just loving all those things because here I learn how to read sheet music and all. I developed that ear training thing by listening Tanpura. So now I got to know how ear training actually is. And frankly speaking, I was never been taught like this. The way
it's a different style.
It's very different. It's really very different. And the things which I'm learning here, I'll be implementing. Obviously, I'll be implementing them in my Indian classical music as well as in Bollywood style, which I used to sing. So it helps me in improvising the stuff. So that will be very helpful. And I used to fuse a little bit, so that will be more convenient for me.
It's been music to Clint's ears, and I'm thinking I have to thank Mr. Raja Brown also. What a wonderful supporter he's been.
Oh my God!
Of Berklee India Exchange.
President Raja Brown has been. I mean, if we think about Berklee India Exchange, he is the person who believed in us. And I'd also like to mention, it's not just Annette and me doing this. We have a super team with Rohit Jayaraman and Lydia Reynolds, who it's a collaborative team that goes beyond just what we've done so far and what's happened in the past, but what's going to happen in the future. And I think Pooja's story is really interesting because our hope is to change the mindsets of families in India to realize that if you're an Indian classical musician, there is an access point to Berklee. And you could come to Berklee and Berklee is going to welcome you and be able to help you work with various other forms of music and create the new music that's going to come out. So our hope and goal is to preserve our music and present our music to the world with Western sensibilities. And that's what Pooja is doing. And also QK. QK has been a platform, and in fact, Clinton Sareho introduced me to Samir Bangara and Sagar, who are incredible people, who are forward thinkers, and they told me about the show and said, we're going to put on the show called ARRived, and it's going to be a platform for young people, and Pooja's, we don't know who's going to be the first artist, and then
they had a good start.
Yeah, we're going to continue that, and then when we found out, they sent me a link on YouTube of this award with Sean and Mr. A.R. Rahman, Mr. Clinton Sareho, Video Vox. I was just blown away.
Shah Rukh Khan too for the first one. I saw that.
Yes, absolutely. So Pooja is the first in many, and she's going to inspire many young people to come in the future, and especially young female students. We want to see many of them come here.
That's music to my ears.
Absolutely, and I think Annette has been striving very hard to make that happen, and so this is a great time. And
it is. And I think
she's going to take a lot of
baby steps for future is looking right. Talking of future, you've sung a really nice song in Kalank, right? You want to sing a few lines from that?
Yeah.
Okay.
ना तो मैया की लोरी ना ही फागुन की होरी मोहे कुछ दूसरा ना भाए रे जब से नैना ये जागे एक धनुर्धर से लागे तब से बिरह मोहे सताए रे दुविधा मेरी सब जग जाने ना निर्मोहिया घर मोरे परदेसिया आओ पधारो पिया।
उसके बाद क्या बोले? Thank you.
Thank you.
And wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
As you can see, she's on her way. I mean, I would say every Bollywood, Tollywood, Lollywood producer, if you're
And
watching, Hollywood
Exactly,
producer, if
Hollywood.
you're watching, you know, this is the next big thing.
Yes.
And ARRived has
Great
created a platform for it. So.
Exactly. I just want to thank ARRived because actually many reality shows in India are always emphasizing on music as well as the backstory of every participant. But ARRived was that platform which actually promoted a singer's talent.
Pooja, you have arrived.
Exactly,
Let's
I have
take it
arrived.
from there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.